Welcome to SussexOnline.tv's Christmas special, where we look back at some of the stories of 2009.
2009 got off to a great start for one festive bird dubbed Lucky. More suited to tabletops than rooftops, the turkey amazed his keepers at Tilgate Nature Centre by spending 2 weeks on top of a hut. Meanwhile, David Cameron did not have glad tidings to bring to Lewis in February. Despite a visit to the Harvey's brewery, which was seriously flooded along with much of the town in 2000, the Tory leader said there's no magic pot of gold for flood defences if he's elected. And in March, police in Haywards Heath exhumed a headless torso, discovered 18 years ago. The infamous Sussex murder case was reopened as detectives used the latest scientific methods on the evidence to the identity of the victim. Despite the torso being found in Bolney, new evidence suggested he may have lived in Germany, but the mystery identity still remains unsolved. Salting Abbots, an independent preparatory school for boys and girls aged 3 to 13. In April, a couple from Crawley were left traumatised after hospital staff told them to store their miscarried fetus in the fridge. Grieving 21-year-old Sophie Hill and her partner saw the tragic reminder every time they opened the door until the hospital appointment 2 days later. A 13-year-old from Sussex turned out not to be Britain's youngest dad in May. Back in February, the world's media had descended on Hailsham, where 12-year-old Alfie Patton lived. The son claimed he was the father, and the story sparked comment from around the world and the Prime Minister. But DNA tests showed that Alfie wasn't the dad after all. Gurkha campaign hero Joanna Lumley joined the London Taxi Benevolent Association's annual Veterans Outing to Worthing in June. Many Nepalese soldiers who now have the right to stay in Britain were among the old soldiers enjoying the day out.
Being here in Worthing on this perfect day, Worthing kind of jewel to get out of that wonderful station and to smell the sea and to be here. Well, this is one of the most unforgettable days of my life. I'm thrilled to be here.
At propertytoday.co.uk, you'll find thousands of properties to buy and rent, plus all the detailed local information you could need, from schools to pizza shops. Everything to help you find your local dream home in one place.
In July, cheeky newsagent John O'Sullivan claimed he was threatened with arrest after complaints about his spoof billboards in Horsham. The Candy Box has its own mock paper, the West Sussex Candy Times, with headlines like "Barman chucks out lady for putting fingers inside her." But it was the July exclusive "Crawley girl gives birth to Pitbull" that sent the authorities to the sweet shop. Now, what better way to spend a sunny weekend than watching men and women flying from Worthing Pier for charity? Thousands of people flocked to the Birdman event in August, which included a team from Channel 5's The Gadget Show. Steve Elkin's 99-metre flight was just 14 centimetres short of the jackpot 100-metre distance. In September, we met a young soldier who'd been injured while in Afghanistan. Rifleman Chris Howard suffered horrific injuries whilst on patrol in the summer. When he came to stay with his mum in Eastbourne, he told us what happened.
A mine set off and exploded, and I obviously, as you can see, I lost my leg and 3 fingers. There was another secondary IED and that went off and caused another big explosion which killed 2 other people. It's been 8 weeks yesterday from my return from the horrific explosion. Every week's got better really, so, but I'm feeling fine. No pains really, touch wood.
Salting Abbots, an independent preparatory school for boys and girls aged 3 to 13. A farmer whose house exploded in Ashington had a lucky escape thanks to the clocks going back. Stuart Harrison went to feed his cows earlier than usual and just missed a gas explosion that opened his home up like a doll's house. But despite the destruction, he kept upbeat about the freak event.
We're just hoping to keep a reasonably optimistic attitude towards it. But it is a bit depressing when you look at the house that I've lived in or my married life, but, you know, it will come up again. Worse things have happened to other people.
November's a bit cold for skinny dipping, but a club in Eastbourne said nothing is better and is appealing for new members. Eastbourne's naturists explain why swimming in the bath is best, and here's Jeff's reasoning.
Swimming in the nude is absolutely fantastic. You're certainly in harmony with nature, I must say, and it's just a fun sort of thing to do, and it's really great. We really enjoy it.
And finally, this somewhat confusing picture shows the proposals of the Hastings to Bexhill Link Road, which has been the subject of a public inquiry. But in the latest twist to the saga, a local white witch has put a spell of negative energy on the project this December. Kevin Kalayan has vowed nobody would be harmed by the curse, but it would send out a message that the forces of nature should not be tampered with. And with all the snow and ice this week, few would disagree.
That's it for 2009. I'm Kimberly Adams, and wishing you a very happy Christmas from everyone here at SussexOnline.tv.
Sussex Newspapers, keeping Sussex informed for over 130 years.